and rage in Accra was procured, and at what price or under what arrangement, and from who, he added. The end of our editorials for today. 50 minutes on top of the hour, 8 a.m. GMT, in the studios of PAPALAW Radio. We're streaming live on www.modernghana.com, onlineradiobox.com. I'm going for a quick break. When I'm back, we'll do more. Stick and stay right here.
Kenyi baby ako wachaza ya wareni Ponsom wanini pa Asade pa wofioye Yamo yemberaye Ebe ya ifiyena Omaya umano Omaya mamana Adiwaye nora Nyamichata Nyamana renya Ponsom wanini pa Sawaya wanabe Yamo yemberaye Ebe ya ifiyena Ponsom wanini pa Asade pa wofioye Yamo yemberaye Ebe ya ifiyena Amabe ya ifiyena Amabe yo Asite be ya ifiyena Oh Amabe ya ifiyena Yena Yamo yemberaye Ebe ya Obrayu arabo Amabe ya ifiyena Eminawa Yamo yemberaye Ebe ya ifiyena Ese Amabe ya ifiyena Abraya we sabeya efiyana ro ao amabeya efiyana yamo yemiraye abeya yamoni amabeya efiyana abraya boya yamo yemiraye abeya amabeyo amabeya Obrayi warabo, kamo yemberaye, ebeya efiyena. Sikanyi bredo wafa, timpawa weyes na winya. Nyami shira, mamani paya zefuwa, enyanum. Yafa nyami sronye jumana nyami besrayen, obraye boya. Kamo yemberaye, ebeya efiyena. Amabe ya efiyana ejano lapo asitebe ya efiyana zemkafwe amabe ya efiyana adije yamo yemiraye ebe yafa enyibunkawa amabe ya efiyana yanaro yamo yemiraye Asampayetia. Obayan Sapusu Munibia one can asam. They map to some kakre was supreme. Yo, Kofi, oh my, a woman, oh many, a mamma. Geni baby, watch out, they are warring. One song, one in pa, as I did power of you. Come on, Embark, oh my woman, oh my mamma. I do why no ra, Yamichada, Yamanarena. One song, one in pa, so I wanna be. Come on, Embark. Yamishira, Omani Paya, the Poa, and Yanum. Yafanya Misroya, Jumana, Yami Besrayan, Abraya Boya, Amoya Muraye, Abeya, Fiana.
Oh, my baby, if you know me, 22 minutes on top of the hour 8 a.m. GMT in the studios of PAPALAW Radio. We're streaming live on www.modernghana.com online. radiobox.com. It's time to be educated, and today is going to be fireworks. We're going to learn a lot from this astute woman, great woman of our time. And so I want you to hit the share button, share the message on your page, on your timeline, send the link to your friends. Tell your friends it's time for education. We are here to educate you on so many things. But today we are going in search of job. Everybody is talking about job. The government is talking about creation of jobs. We have a soundbite when the former president John Dramani Mahama was promising the people of Ghana that every year at least minimum they will be able to raise 250,000 job opportunities for our teeming youth. And so at the end of his 4 year, he'll be able to raise about 1 million job opportunities. I have the soundbite here. For this reason, we have this great woman who is a job search expert. She's a strategist. I mean, borrow me words. He has a lot of expertise to share with us. So let's listen to what the former president promised so far. I'm sure it will be part of his campaign message coming forward, and once we gear up for 2024 elections. Listen to this one.
Our plans will include an aggressive job and entrepreneurial program in the public and private sectors that will deliver a minimum of 250,000 jobs every year. And a total of more than 1 million jobs across the country by the end of my term in office in 2024.
So let's listen to John Buedu, the former secretary, general secretary of the MPP, the current government, all that he said about job search, job promising job and all that. They were of the view that now very soon they will have to go and bring employees from even outside the country. So let's see. Ghanaians are still in search of job.
Programs are ye dear Guhono, a bedu baby no, ye back crank or fofia man on no mother yet to my Ghana. Na say Juma Assam na ye new patriotic party. Programs are ye dear Guhono, a bedu baby no, ye back crank or fofia man on it.
All right, so all you need to know about the right strategies for searching for jobs in a challenging economy like ours is right here at your doorstep. Join me as I host one of the trusted voices with the credibility and goodwill acquired over the years of practice in the person of Madam Alethea Glover, who will walk you through the expertise that will enable you gain your dream job in Ghana. You can't miss this. It's a very sensitive moment. Good morning.
Oh my.
Great lady, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm good. Grace has found me.
I can see that. You are full of life and power this morning. It's a rainy day, but you have to make it here for the love for God and country. So you are here. So you are welcome. You heard what former MPP General Secretary John Buedu said. He said the programs they've put in place. Time is coming, we will have to bring people outside the country to even come and work here. We see all these jobs here before anything, just on a lighter note.
On a very serious note, I would commend anyone who talks about employment.
That's right.
And job, so both former and current.
That's right.
I don't have anything personal. I believe that our institutions need to be doing more and governments need to support. So I don't want to toe any political lines here. I really would love to go strictly on job as citizens of Ghanaians.
That's right.
So pardon me if I
That's
don't
right.
really come on any of them, but I choose because employment is not about which party you belong.
That's right.
It's about being a citizen of a country and trying to have skills to be able to support, help develop the country.
That's right. Thank you very much. So let's zoom straight to our topic for the day. But before anything, our viewers and listeners across the globe need to know who you are. So tell us about yourself. Who is Madame Glover? I call her the Great Lady.
Good morning, listeners.
That's
good
right.
afternoon and good evening, because you're listening from every
That's right.
part of the world. Surprisingly, when I'm asked to introduce myself, it's a big deal. From where we are coming from, we're taught to be humble and not to blow our horns.
That's
So
right.
simple put, my name is Alethea Glover. I love to be called the Great Lady because I believe God has something great in me to impart to nations, especially my country, Ghana. I'm a proud Ghanaian, and I want to see things happen irrespective of which dispensation we are in, which political party is on. I really want to see development, so I advocate to see things change.
That's right.
I am an entrepreneur, and I also work for government agencies, which I won't disclose here because I'm here just as an entrepreneur. I sincerely believe that there are gaps in society, and people like us who did not have the privilege will be able to bridge the gaps. So we look for the gaps and look for solution, and we bring it to humanity. Simple put, I am an humanitarian and a philanthropist.
Amazing. You're a global speaker as well. You didn't add that one. Anyway, good to see you this morning. How was your trip from which part of Ghana?
I came all the way from Achimota
Wow.
to Tema.
That's right. That's right. So we are grateful to have you here. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me too.
All
and
right,
I
so-
pray that God would make everyone who is listening be able to find something to be
That's
able to progress to the next level.
In fact, the whole world is listening. even on social media, there are a lot of people listening, and who enjoy the show. Anyway, can you give us an overview of the current job market trends in Ghana?
Okay. Actually, I wouldn't give the 2023 because that's not out. I would take it from 2021 because of Corona. It hasn't been easy.
Okay.
But sincerely speaking, from September 2021, there has been key trends that observed in Ghana job market. And sincerely speaking, youth unemployment has been an issue not for only Ghana, but everywhere, because we're hit badly by that pandemic. That's how come I don't go political. Because if we do, then we are not being fair as people. Significant protection of the population is made up of the youth, and you know a lot has passed through universities. So when you come in, you would realize that the informal sector plays a sustainable role in the Ghanaian economy. And unfortunately, most people were not really looking at that sector. So there was a decline in there. Agriculture and services are also shooting up. And most young people believe in the white-collar job. So we need a lot of people who are educated to venture into that area.
Why are people so much interested in white-collar jobs?
That is the image and picture we have created in the eyes of people. So everybody sees you dressed in suit, tie, and it's like you have a good job. Anybody sees me wearing a working gear and a Wellington boot, is like my job is not good. But I want to tell people before we go deep, there is no good job, there is no bad job.
I like
Every job you attach your emotions, consistency, and then skills to it, yield to become today. Farmers are the most millionaires. Previously, people thought farmers are dropouts.
Even in school, when you are asked what is your father's profession and you mention farmer, I mean, you are doomed. You have to stop schooling.
It comes back to culture. That is why I kept saying the picture and image we have created in the eyes of people. My kid can tell me I want to be a beautician, a cosmetologist, and I don't have anything with it. I would encourage you to learn that alongside whilst you're still in secular education. So at the end of the day, you would have your master's, whether in beauty therapy or skin care, but you would pursue your dream. We have made our kids and our generation realize that it's only white-collar job that pays.
So do you think our curricula is an issue, or something needs to be done? Because I spoke to a beautician. Those days we used to call them hairdressers. I spoke to her. She said she's been doing this for the past 15 years. After GHS, the family said, you are the Bonde Tunde Sunde type. You are block-headed, so go and learn a trade. And she decided to venture into this. She's telling me that times have evolved, and a lot of people are now embracing this whole thing called beautician or whatever. And at the end of the day, most of them are also enjoying it so much that it comes with a certain flair or ego. They feel so good about it. Unlike about 10, 15 years ago, when you're a hairdresser or a beautician, you are not regarded or respected.
Surprisingly, you've hit the nail right on the head of it. You see, we were taught in school, being a doctor, nurse, police, engineer, lawyer, those are the professions we were taught in school. And I come back to say academic curriculum needs to change.
That's right.
We are not taught the creatives. We are not taught critical thinking. So it's difficult to get people to create jobs and think for themselves. We are only taught how to write our exams and pass.
That's right.
So we do chew and pour.
That's right.
Practically, when you go to Japan, when you go to China, watches you and I hold high esteem here. It's a project work of somebody in China, a younger person, not even in the tertiary. Surprisingly, I am the opposite. I go for the creative, the talents, the handicrafts. I help people to identify their talent, and that is where you would earn more. Because it comes with passion, it's an inbuilt, so you need only to develop it a bit, and it won't cost you much. The greater problem we have in the States is we look at paper, that is certificate.
That's right.
I am educated, so I'm not saying people shouldn't go through school. I went through it. I wouldn't say it's education that has made me who I am. It is my critical thinking, my analytic thinking, and the special grace of God with the talent He gave me.
That's right.
We leave our talents and we chase certificates because our industries are looking for certificates. First degree, masters, HND,
But
PhDs.
not looking at delivery or efficiency.
No, not at all.
Effectiveness.
And I am gradually hoping it will come out to the limelight. We're trying to set up institutions that would look for expertise on the job rather than paper. And when we take you through a process, you will be given a paper. Instead of the other way around, you are given a paper, you get into the industry, and sometimes you don't know what you're about.
We come from homes where when you speak good English, we see you to be very intelligent. And so those who are saying A for apple, B for banku, and B for any other word they want to use, we see them to be very intelligent. And they start from KG or nursery, and then they start like that. They start off like that, and the parents believe that, oh, my child is intelligent. Why? A for apple, she's able to quote it verbatim, and we think it's intelligence. Is that a sign of intelligence?
Surprisingly, there is no official document for our crèche, kindergarten, nursery, for rhymes, for basic primary foundation. So we all came to meet A for apple, our parents' time, and it's still the same. Why can't we say B for banku? Banku is B.
That's right.
But surprisingly, our kids, there's no documents. So what is there is what everyone used to build on to prepare the child. And so you feel when you teach your child A, B for banku at home, and your child gets to society, it is so odd. Because everybody is saying B for ball, B for basket, and then your child is saying B for banku, and even the people there don't know what is banku, because currently most homes are even doing away from our local delicacy. So that is why I said there is no secular curriculum. Need to really have a second look at it. I would not slash it and blame anybody. That's where I came from.
That's right.
But we would say we can amend it. Technology is revolving. We can do things and put it on the net for people to download, and it becomes certified and international.
You look at United States, their system. I have friends there, and I've related well with United States, and I read more and study more from their curricula. They don't allow anybody to teach kids. Sometimes even at a lower primary, they have professors. Why do you think those countries believe in the foundation? They try to build a solid foundation for the children. But we are not so much concerned about the foundation. We can allow GHS, SHS, to teach our kids. But they believe in the foundation, because the foundation will determine the height at which their children can climb or go.
You've technically answered the question. Because the building we're sitting in now, if the foundation is weak, believe me, we are not working out.
That's right.
It would collapse on us. But when the foundation is strong, when the wind blows, when it rains, it is still firm.
That's right.
The basic fundamental process and developmental levels of our kids are the most important times. some of us would pay huge fortunes to take our kids to very, very good schools, and you will pay much, and you hear people say, no, you're wasting money. Why? That child is just little. And I keep saying, I love that child to develop a very firm foundation. And after that, I don't mind if you can even take that person to any local school, and that child will still be on top. And I am a product of that. My parents took me to a then we call it preparatory school. Now we call some international schools. And beginning, people found fault with it. But gaining my confidence, being able to think broadly, is because of the type of foundation I had.
That's right.
So I would encourage people, yes, our curriculum needs to change. We need to bring well-qualified people who can build our kids' emotions, because right now the trend is emotional intelligence.
That's right.
So if you're able to build that kid's emotional intelligence level in IQ, that's it. That child can be facing any situation and problem and will still come out great.
That's right. That's right. So we are asking all these questions because of people saying, I'm out of school, there's no job on the job market, there's no job and all that. I feel the foundation is another thing. So we leave Ghana, and even university, when you leave Ghana and go elsewhere, the Western countries, then they take you back. They won't allow you to say, oh, I have completed university in Ghana, so I have to continue from where I left off in Ghana. They will take you back, ask you to even write another exam to test your intelligence and all that. So I think we have to buy into that dream that you are building, that one day we need to have a curricula that will help us get a particular job. Because some people are in university and the courses they are offered, or the courses they've been offered with or to do, I mean, when they are out, they don't know what they are going to do. Somebody can be doing how do you call it, entertainment, and when they are back, you see them becoming teachers, and you ask yourself why. So do you think we have solutions to address? Okay.
Yes. The why is broad, and everybody is asking. I keep asking the same question. Surprisingly, they are practicing what we call, even if you want to be a cleaner in the States, you would go through a school maybe for 3 months or even a month to learn type of detergent, why it is used for the table and not the floor, the smells that can harm humans, and at the end of the day, you'll be given a certificate.
So, great lady, why are we not implementing them here? What is preventing us?
We have copied blindly, and we've copied everything. If I want to copy your style, that you wear suit and maybe trousers, and you wear tight ones, your body size is the reason you are wearing tight trousers. I may not know. And when I have a skinny body, I am not supposed to wear that tight. But I would copy directly and tell my tailor or seamstress, sew me what PAPALAW is wearing. And so they sew it for me, I put it on, and it's either too big or too small, and I look funny, but I would still say, because PAPALAW wore it and everybody was complimenting it, let me wear it. And that's where we are today. We've copied from the Western side blindly, and unfortunately, we are following it, and we are not changing. Whilst they are evolving, we are still at the same point we are.
That's right.
Because they brought all this degree and all this stuff, and we took it. We were going to school, you learn middle school, leaving certificate, you learn what you divert, what you want to do.
And the MSLC people were very intelligent.
Yes.
Very. My grandma could write you right.
Can I come in before you even continue? We were taught how to do, we call something life skills. How to manage yourself, how to keep yourself tidy, how to manage a home science. You are taught at the same time you are sewing, you are sweeping, you are cooking. It's called home management. Today, our ladies,
which will help our mothers so much.
Today, our ladies,
they can't.
I cannot be cooking and be sweeping. How can I do this everything by myself? It is not like I'm saying women should be reclined there, but you know how to multitask. So when you come to the secular world, job market. You know how to multitask. Everything we're taught in school.
And it helps you also build work under pressure.
Yes. And you're not stressed. Those times we had less stressed people. We had less mental health issues. But today,
we have more.
You have a lot of even kids.
Or in the name of technology.
Yes. So I am praying and hoping that government will look at it and look at our curriculum, education.
What can you do personally, looking at your background? I mean, how do you start this whole campaign? Because some of us are ready to back you up with this whole campaign. Because when we're in school, when you are punished, they take you to the school farm or the school park to go and weed. And the perception is we are punishing you. So we have created that notion in the minds of a lot of our youth that if you're a farmer, but I love farming, I'm a farmer. I love farming. I just love nature. So when I go to the village, I enjoy that. I like driving as far as a monkey, just to go to the farm, have that feeling. And it's so nice. I mean, but our generation feels it's punishment. And that perception mentality has been created in our minds for a very long time. Great lady, how do we handle this? I mean,
culture. Our culture. I want my child to do household chores. And I said, because you did it, go and wash plates. So the one who is not washing plates is assumed to be the good person. Surprisingly, the one I'm making, no, I've even used my child. When we stay with people growing up, aunties, uncles, stepmoms, and all those, their kids will be sitting cross. I had an experience with an auntie.
I can relate, but
and it was. I had an experience with a grand auntie, an experience with an auntie, and surprisingly, those times when you report to your parents, they don't believe you.
Yeah.
It is like an elderly person is not lying.
And even when they believe it, they don't want you to create tension in the family.
And surprisingly, you are older than their kids, but you'll be doing all the old jobs. In process, you are being punished. You'll be left to sit alone whilst they sit and maybe watch television.
That's right.
And whilst you sit alone, sometimes you are thinking.
What you are sharing is so nostalgic. I'm reminiscing
sometimes
on it.
you are thinking. You see, I would always appreciate people who try to push me down. And I tell them that you make me think critically. And so you think you've left me in isolation, and that moment you left me alone, I think, and I'm like, God, my parents are not poor, but I am staying with somebody because maybe they've traveled. Now imagine they were poor, I would have gone through a worse situation.
That's right.
For that reason, poverty is my enemy. How do I fight poverty? So this is how I start thinking. I need to take my book serious. What else can I do apart from my books to fight poverty? And I'm coming to how we are going to help to eradicate this notion.
Sorry to cut in. We'll not just be talking about this, how you get job, your attitude and all. We want to go to the foundation, because we are good Christians here. If the foundation be destroyed, walk on the righteousness. So I'm happy. So please go ahead.
For me, my mission now is to help people identify their talents.
Identification of their talent.
Yes, that is the major. Anyone I have related to that has identified their talent and they are working with it are so passionate and earning good results. Because you see, your talent is an inbuilt thing. You just need a little development and bingo, you are gone.
That's right.
So I have people who are working in banks who have resigned and they are chasing their talents.
That's right.
I have people who are working in the aviation industry, they are chasing their talents now and they are fulfilled. So I am passionate about helping people because people don't know how to identify those talents. We all have it. To some he gave 1, to some he gave 2, to some he gave 3,
That's right.
5. It's all in the Bible. And the one that he gave 1 stated that I hid it because I will know you will come asking of a replication. The one that he gave 5 used it and multiplied. That is the talent. Some have more than 1 talent, but they don't even know. They can't even identify it. And then when I help you identify it, I teach you the steps you can go through to develop it. And that becomes your cash count. So out of all the education you've had, I technically didn't go to school to learn how to do public speaking. I did not go to school to learn how to relate to people. It was a talent. I didn't go to school to learn how to MC a program. So when I identified those talents, then I decided to build on them.
That's right.
So I had to go to school, to GIJ, to learn how to do radio, TV presentation. I had to go to do courses to build my customer service. I have to learn how to train people because I have developed my talent. I realized that technically my talent is to teach. So I initially, tell people, I love to say I am a teacher. When I'm asked to introduce myself, most of the times I say I'm a teacher, and people get confused because they don't see me with a chalk and a blackboard. But my teaching is different, and I did that, and it worked from infancy. I gathered kids in my area whose parents have lost interest in them, and they feel, for this child, permit me, I may chip in with tree because I love people in Ghana to also benefit. If I do only English, I'm not helping everyone. So whose parents has lost hope and they feel, then I gather them and I group them into three.
That's right.
So I have the ones I know can read fluently, the ones that are timid, and the ones that they don't even know what we're about.
That's right.
No matter your age. And I do the learning in a practical manner. So I have toffees, candy, those time we call it alewa, agata. I buy some and I say, okay, I put like 5 of it on the table. If I have 3 and I give you 1, how much am I left? He says, then he counts 4. If I give another 1 to this person, then he says, we are learning maths. And when we finish, I say, okay, the one who gets it correct will take 1. So everybody is struggling to get it correct. Then I divide it and I say, okay, if 5 things are here and you are 4 and you have to share it, what will be the ratio? We are doing fractions. So this is how I taught them. Then the parents came to ask me, how did I do it? Because their kids are performing well in school now. The English, I don't come the way everybody comes. I do the SOSO, the GOGO, the LOLO. Then I say, for instance, in Ghana, in Akan, we say ba. So how do you say ba would be like if you want to spell it? Ba, ba, ah. And I say, yes, that is B-A. So then we're being practical.
That's right.
So I was teaching them with Gantry and English together. And they were picking up. One thing that I am proud of, they picked up their confidence level, because that's the basic. If your confidence level is gone, technically you could be the most intelligent.
So that's the inferiority complex.
Yes.
Low self-esteem.
Yes.
It's embedded or imbibed in us during our childhood days.
Yes. Penikasa, onkasa, obeyedin, you can't express yourself. And I am not of that opinion. People thought growing up I was deaf and dumb, because when my mom takes me somewhere, I would never open my mouth. I would nod my head. I have been told penny kasa, one kasa. So what will I explain? What will I say, whether I like it or not? If my mom asked me to sit here and it's raining, you would come meet me sitting there. Because if I get up when she comes, what am I going to tell her?
You're in trouble.
It was raining and I was asked to get up, or some penny kasa, yen kasa. So that shyness, timidness was there. How I became who I am, I can only ask God. Because I can't even identify how I got here. But I realized that I felt that there were things in people that we are not allowing them to bring it out. And so it started. I am given part of my experience for people to realize it's practical. That's why I'm talking about my experience sometimes. So I remember I wanted to go to the university to learn Bachelor of Fine Arts, that's BFA. It's called Odontology. And here my family is from school dropouts. How can a university degree be for school dropouts?
That's right.
My passion was to act. And everybody saw it strange. I started acting at GBC, then TV theater, and anytime I'm performing on stage, my father will come and walk me away from the stage, and you can't talk. And
but that was your passion.
And that is still my passion.
Why are students told that you can't do this subject? I want you to do this. What's your take on that one?
It's very wrong. It's sincerely wrong. And one of the things we have in challenge, our schools are not doing career guidance and counseling.
That's
And
true.
so it's a campaign I'm embarking on, and seriously, it involves a lot. I do it not at any fee. I go to schools and I had to spend time with them, let them know the courses they are choosing and what opportunities are open to them. Because technically, some don't know. People thought engineering is mechanic, the building. We have aeronautical engineers. We have so many fields, but people are limited to the few. So they don't even know that we have aircraft engineers you can study in school. People think when you're an engineer, you learn building, you learn mechanical, and that ends it. People think when you want to be a business person, is limited to accounting or limited to, but there's a broad arena. So
Honestly,
I believe that our schools are supposed to open up to do more career guidance. Rather than I want my child or the pupil is good in science, should be a medical doctor.
One interesting thing is once you get a resource, once you get 6 ones, you are automatically you are doing science, and then those 7, 8 business, and then general art, visual art. There were people we didn't regard so much. Sorry to say, but that was the perception. Oh, visual fund, they say they didn't go on entertainment. So when it comes to entertainment, the school left it in their custody, thinking that those in secondary school even look down upon technical school students. When we meet them, we say, oh, these people, they don't even know how to speak English. But today, they have the money. They are calling the shot and the cloud.
Me pacho, brofone discover boto.
I'm from man.
I don't know. I need to ask.
I'm from man.
If English brings money, the white man will not come to take visa fee from you and I and send it back to their country. It's a lot of money. They speak a lot of English, so they should be given the visas free. But they take money. It means brofono and first you can share boto. If it does, by now, respectfully, Ghana should be getting more money because our president is on top of good quality speech and English. So it tells you that it is not the English that puts money in our pockets. It's unfortunate, but I keep telling people there are people, first class is good in school. Having A's is good.
I have, sorry to say, on a lighter note, a friend is like, I'm not those who are carrying that headache of first class and all that. I just want to come out, have my certificate, I'm fine. I'm not interested in, I nearly got this. No, that headache, take it out of me.
First class is good. It's prestigious. It's
That's
an
true.
honorary level.
Yeah.
I won't look down upon it. Anybody who gets it, praise the Lord. But you could put someone with first class and unfortunately someone with third class together to do a tax. Not always. And sometimes the third class person would come out great. He or she may not have learned to do chew and pour, but would want to be practical.
That's right.
And in our exams hall, we want chew and pour. The lecturer said this, so you have to quote this. We all have different memory levels. Our brain's functions are different. So I will be able to memorize. You may not be able to. That doesn't make you a less person. I am asking people to look back. We should stop looking down on technical and vocational people. I am proud of the creatives.
Why is our country looking down? What's the brain? I just want to understand this so that a lot of youth are really watching, and our youth are also be misinformed a lot of them. They actually don't understand what life really means. Sorry to say, most of them don't even know what they are doing in this life, because we are taught that vocational courses, technical courses, leave those people, go and do a different course and all.
Surprisingly, that is not the way out, but that is where we found ourselves. That is why my campaign is to help people identify their talent. Some of the vocations are even talents. I am a good caterer, and don't be surprised.
Can you imagine?
You would find me.
A woman with many faces.
You would find me having one of the best eateries in town. Simple but good. I love service and I love cooking. So technically, I would have been a good caterer and I have customer service orientation. Now, people out there feels when you venture into these avenues, it means you have dropped out from school. It means you are not intelligent. But we are here to prove people wrong. And so this generation coming up is going to prove it because we are investing our time into them. That is why I'm here this morning. We are going to invest our energy, our time positively into them to help them be proud of their vocation after they identify their talent, develop their skills, and come out to be great people in this society. Because look, it is the farmers that have the money.
Yes.
It is the caterers. It is the entertainers. Let's think of all the media people that have money. Is it the university that made the money for them?
No.
No. It is the way they speak. You sitting here speaking. You've been through tertiary.
That's right.
Is the university the one making the money? It is your skills, your talent. So why should we look down upon Ghanaians as a nation? Let's stop looking down upon vocation and technical.
I interviewed a lady here. She holds a degree from UG, University of Ghana, and she decided to sell cologne, spray, body splash, or whatever, and the likes. And friends are like, Akos, are you serious? Oh, be our university now, oh yes, way. Stop it. But today, friends come to her and borrow money from her. Those so-called, I hold masters, I hold doctorate, I hold this and that. They are all at home, struggling to find better jobs for better remuneration.
Surprisingly, our universities, forgive me, I'm not hard on any university, but we are not taught how to create jobs. We are taught how to write our exams and pass and look for employment. So the job market becomes so choked. If we are taught how to create jobs, I think by now unemployment rate will be minimum.
Exactly.
So every graduate, and remember, every year we are producing graduates from different institutions. We have more than 20 universities in Ghana. I'm just giving a minimum.
That's right.
So let's assume we even have just 20 universities in Ghana. And every year they are producing, let's even say 100 students only. In this equation, 100 by 20.
A lot.
Every year they are coming. Every year they are coming. And there's no avenue, because if one has not retired, how does one enter? And so, and unfortunately,
we have that culture where the old ones don't even want
they're
to
on
work.
contracts.
That's right.
And unfortunately, the job market is tricky. It's about who knows you, not whom you know, or who mentions you in the boardroom.
Right.
So most jobs are by referral now. It is not just, people don't put it out. It's just for formality. By the time it's even out, by the time it's even out, we have our candidate already. We've gone through the process. But for audit to come and audit how you recruited this person, it will go through the system and it would be stated, oh, this company is looking for this position. Sometimes, even if the position is not there, who knows you will create a position for you. And that's a challenge. So those who are not known by anyone, what happens to them?
All right, so hold your breather. I have somebody saying, Doris Wilson, she said, great lady, thank you so much. We are no more using our extended families. The same person said, if an auntie tries to discipline, then it becomes a problem. All right, so I'm sure she's buttressing your point, supporting what you were sharing. So, great lady, let's look at how a Ghanaian even chooses, a Ghanaian student chooses his or her course or courses at the university. Who encourages him or her to even choose that course? What is the person looking for at the end of his or her education? a lot of our students come out of the university, and even after university, they don't even know what to do and which work to even, venture into. How do we address this menace?
I pleaded earlier with the authorities in charge that we should look at our curriculum very well. Now, I think this is the last JHS people who have written B, C.
That's right.
So I'm still studying the new curriculum, how it's going to be like. I saw
As the education minister's
diploma. I saw some college like they want to borrow some
That's
of
right.
the way
From
Europe
the States.
does it.
That's
Yes. I will plead that in all this we should have it. I don't know if they will still do year 2, year 3. I'm still studying the system.
That's right.
I'm not very conversant with
I
the
know.
new one, so I'm not going to speak so much to it. But I would say, whichever years before when they will get into college, because I think there's a college level.
Yeah. I'm told JHS, when you get to JHS 2,
Yeah.
your next
There's
one, you're already in
a
secondary
seminar
school.
or
That's
something.
right.
Yes, I'm pleading, and I pray whoever has the power will be listening, or who knows whoever has the power will
They actually
communicate.
engaging stakeholders.
Yes.
But my issue is,
No, I'm
This is
coming
not
to
politics.
place
Okay.
something in there.
I know.
So in all this, we should include career guidance
That's right.
in the curriculum.
Strictly
Yes.
backed by law.
Yes, it should be part a whole. Do they do seminar, or a semester, or term?
Yes.
So a whole term should have a career guidance. So you're coming to explain to them when you study maths, these are the ventures you can, avenues you can branch. These are your options. These are the jobs that you can create, or these are the jobs you can look for. So it becomes an optional. Either you create or you look for. I am pleading and I'm asking and begging the people in authority to please include career guidance.
That's right. But even at the university, some of them don't know what they are going to become, the jobs they can create and the jobs they can look for.
You ask a question that how do we as students choose their courses? Sometimes the teachers, parents sometimes don't even know their kids, because I understand the hustle and bustle, everybody is busy going out, coming in, but I kept saying the foundation is important. So it means that your wards issue should be your interest. No matter how tight and busy you are, you should be able to study your wards to know or identify some of the things they can do easily, and encourage them to study along that line if it's their passion. Some of the teachers, because I'm good at maths, a teacher will say, you have to be a mathematician. But maybe no, I want to work on humans, so I should do human resource, customer service, but or marketing, communication, but it will take you a line, mathematics, statistics,
That's right.
economics, and you are good at the subject. You can learn and pass. After you come out, it's like you are hollow. You've learned something, but that is not what you want to practice. So you start looking for a job. But if I learn communication in school and I want to practice communication, when there is no job readily available, people started opening communication centers.
Yeah.
I can start typing people's project works and be getting money. That's why I'll say there are jobs, but we don't know how to create them or how to get into them. And so this discussion is very important, and I believe our youth, those who have just completed national service, completed BEC, and then the SHS people who are about to complete would appreciate that there are jobs in Ghana, but yes, it is who knows you. There are equally job sites that you can go to look for job, and there are networkings that you have to do to be able to link you to some of these things.
That's an
And-
attitude, positive attitude.
And apart from everything, you should also have, there are different ways we can learn online without paying money to be able to develop our skills, because what we are taught in school is not enough. if a job market is looking for a good, I want to cite example, not to particular in a particular field. It's looking for a good TV, radio presenter. Your school had taught you how to write, but they haven't taught you how to present. Like, you know, in school, I did a lot of PowerPoint presentation and all that. Some schools, you just do group work and you submit. You would come and do presentation to justify why you got this, how you got it, and it all builds your confidence and makes you speak eloquently and all that, and you're able to face crowd. So a TV station is looking for a presenter. They are not even specifying they want journalism. They just want a presenter. You have been through school, you have a first degree, but you can't fit in because your skill cannot be. But there are things online you can learn to be able to be a good speaker. And you take it from there. And I think there's one important thing we lose sight of: volunteering. Most of our youth are looking for money. Money is good. The Bible says money answereth all things. I am not against it. I love money. I work hard for money. I will command money in the future to be. Money will work for me. That is it. Money is good. But I give my service to people without charging. And out of that service you are giving, money will come running to you. People are not very clear with this. We don't know how to volunteer. We always want what is in it for me. Most youth do not volunteer, so they do not have skills. Some of the skills will learn them out of volunteerism. So in United Nations, you see a lot of people volunteer, and at the end, they get great jobs.
That's right.
Because after your volunteerism, people would refer you and say, I work with this person. He or she was spectacular. I believe that person can fit into this job. And these are some of the referrals we're looking for. If I come out right now and I say I'm looking for volunteers, I'm not paying them.
That's right.
Find out how many people will come.
That's true.
Everybody will ask, what is in it for me? But yes, I'm looking for volunteers because the job I'm doing, it's broad. So I need people I would train to train the trainer. But people will not come because they would ask, what is in it for me? So please, somebody will go to a salon and say, let me just be here to be helping you. And that person, after 3 months, will learn how to fix the hair. That is volunteerism. You didn't even pay for learning the job, but because you've been going there, we have studios that there are a lot of presenters. They didn't go to any school. They entered a studio. Oh, let me help you, PAPALAW. What are you doing? Oh, let me help you in the studio. Then tomorrow, if your host is not on seat, you say, oh, PAPALAW, I've been observing it. I can try. The person tries and bingo. That's it. It's called volunteerism.
That's beautiful. All right, so my be menu 30 minutes on top of the hour, 9 a.m. GMT in the studios of PAPALAW Radio. We're streaming live on www.modernghana.com, online radiobox.com. I'm enjoying the conversation. Let's get interactive. I have in the studio the great lady. I call her the great one, Alitaya Glover. She's all-round person. She does everything, including what you are thinking. I don't know what you are thinking, but she's top-notch. I mean, one of the most sought-after public speakers. So let's talk about what industries are thriving in Ghana and offering job opportunities. Anyway, I'm not on LinkedIn.
You will be on, but before I leave here, we'll create a platform for you. Yes.
I know why I said that.
Yes, you know I'm going to talk about it. Surprisingly,
that's right.
Technology is advancing. Yes,
yeah.
We can't be at the same spot and expect different results. Now, a lot of service industries is trending. Technology is trending.
Right.
Engineering is trending. Oil and gas, human resource, marketing, those stuff, agriculture.
That's right.
Those issues.
My favorite.
Yes, it's really top up there because A lot of people are not looking into it, but now that is what the market is looking for. If you are an institution, you need an HR person to train your people.
That's right.
So you can't do without HR. Customer service is top notch. Without customer service, no industry can function. And remember, emotional intelligence has taken over even technology.
That's right.
Because if I could not manage mine, how can I manage the customer's own?
It's true.
And emotional intelligence, by having that skills, can make you branch into different avenues.
Interestingly, the school is only concerned about the IQ, the
Yes,
intelligence
yes,
quotient.
yes. But when your emotions are mastered, you face tough situations and you become a critical thinker.
It's true.
You don't suffer mental abuse. You don't suffer depression because you can manage yourself and you end up managing others. So the industry is becoming wide. But surprisingly, people are not developing their skills towards that industry. Digital marketing is all over the space. So when we decide that, oh, okay, what can I do to increase my pocket? Because what we are looking for is to have increment in your pocket. Is that
That's
not
right.
l'argent?
Yeah.
That's what we're looking for.
That's right.
But I am looking for satisfaction. You see, that's the difference with passion and talent.
That's right.
If you have passion and talent, you look for satisfaction. And the satisfaction ends bring the rewards.
That's right.
And the rewards are going to be great. So let's critically go to, like I mentioned, some of the trending jobs
That's right.
in Ghana. And then I want to give you accurate, so let me refer to my system. Then I can give you the jobs that, because listeners I know
That's right.
want to venture into those jobs.
That's right. All right, so pick your pen and a notebook and start writing. These are sensitive information. Here we educate, we inform, and above all, we entertain. I'm still in the studio with the great lady, Althea Glover. She's here. Okay, so go ahead.
Okay, so for instance, I kept saying Ghana is the largest U.S. export market for goods in sub-Saharan Africa.
Okay.
Beyond the traditional industrial of agriculture, there is mining.
Sorry.
Yes, there is franchising.
And our mining is the galamsey here.
Don't
We've done
worry,
that, there's,
we won't go into it because of political reasons. And then there's financial services, there's digital marketing. Have I stated oil and gas?
You are yet to.
Have I stated franchising sectors? There is computer information technology. There's a demand in industry for human intelligence, that's human capital. So
with all the aforementioned, it means we have to run courses that aligns with all these courses, because that is what the job market is looking for.
So let me give you some of it. Cloud computing, artificial intelligence, sales leadership.
Is artificial intelligence going to take over our jobs?
It depends on us. If we decide to sit aloof, then yes. But if we meet technology, then no. That's it. Then we have video and audio production, user experience design, search engine optimization. Should I continue?
Yeah.
Blockchain, that's the cryptocurrencies. We have industrial design. We have creativity, the creatives, entertainment, and all that. We have collaboration. It's a skill, and it's looked sought after in these industries.
Wow.
Yes, time management, digital journalism, animation.
You know, when we were in secondary school, those guys who were...
So I think I've given quite a number of them,
Mm.
and people would ask, where are all this coming from? Plenty. You can even have some of the courses online without paying money.
Wow.
You can have one video and audio producer working for 4 different institutions. because it's needed, and somebody has decided not to develop his or her skills, so one person will just manage the time. I'll be with PAPALAW.
Because I know GTV people who go to that
Yes,
station.
I'll be with PAPALAW for 3 hours. From there, I move to another institution for 2 hours. I go to, and at the end of the day, you will sit down and that person is making the money, and you'll be complaining there's no money. All these jobs I've mentioned.
So the jobs are there.
Yes.
A Juma no form.
Just that we have to learn these skills to match the jobs.
And our institutions are not, so much into most of the aforementioned jobs or courses.
It's true.
Why is it so?
Because the institution themselves need to be realigned. The institutions, respectfully, I would choose not to mention a university's name here, but there are some universities I know, somebody will say are too ancient. What we used to do, they have their names, their brand is unique. What we used to do then is the same thing. So, and I would, if I mention a particular university, it's like I'm doing advert for them, but I'm proud of that university. There's only one university I see them doing entrepreneurship, career guidance almost every year, or every year they do it twice.
That's right.
It's not a government university.
Private one.
It's the Cambridge in Ghana. It's the Oxford in Ghana.
That's right.
People know the university, but I will choose not to mention their name.
Oh, well, for me, my school is Natford, so one of the best.
Okay, it
One
could
of
be
the
one
best,
of the best. I won't take it
East
away
Legon,
from you.
East Legon.
Yes, I'm a product of Natford University College too.
Okay, so
I'm a product of Accra Business School. I'm a
Titi of,
product of
Bishop Titi of
yes, I'm a product of Ghana Institute of Journalism. I'm a product of University of Ghana.
That's right.
So
you every corner.
yes, I have tech certificate. But the challenge is that I am proud of the universities or the institutions I have attended. No crumbs about it.
That's right.
But I think there should be a reform. Things need to change. The universities are used to account finance, banking and finance, human resource, marketing, communication studies, engineering.
That's right.
What are the courses? They are static, but we are not looking at technology.
Now what is involved?
Because I think it's only few institutions now that are even teaching e-marketing. E-marketing has been out for a while now. If you teach marketing students and they get out and they're not into e-marketing, they're lost because trends have changed. You don't come to me again and say, I'm selling this, I have this. You go online and tag and do this, and you can be here and tag a product from Amazon and you'll be earning money from it. You are not even going anywhere. You just put it on maybe your feed and people look at it, and when they buy the item, quickly Amazon sends you your commission.
Wow.
Yes, and it's a job.
I met this gentleman who is into not real estate, those we know, agent, house agent or whatever. The guy said it should be a course now in the universities because some of them are making more money than the so-called real estate developers and all that. Because if they get you a house to rent, Airbnb and the likes, they are taking 10% or 15%, and some are charging in dollars. And if you are renting a place for maybe Accra here, some houses can a month 15,000, 20,000 and all that. So if you are renting for a year, he's getting enough. And it's not just at one place, a lot of places. So he thinks that this is a guy they interviewed, and the guy is so intelligent, brought all the ideas that these courses and these things that are happening around us must be created as a course for us to study.
I agree with him. The reason I agree with him is
because now they are everywhere.
In other jurisdiction apart from Ghana, you have to be even registered. I don't know how the system for housing agents is like, but it's an association. It's a body. It's a registered body. You, for instance, when you go online, and you're looking for a house in Chema
GG,
Community
and the
11,
rest.
there is agents that you'll be given to. And all these people learn the skill of salesmanship, marketing, negotiation.
And they're able to convince you to take the
That is
house.
salesmanship. That's marketing. That's negotiation. So now they are the same people when you give your estate. So it's graduated. It's most of the time the same people who says they are real estate marketers. Because if you build your mansion at scratch and you want it to be sold out, you see me and say, oh, I want this estate to be given out to foreigners, I'm selling it in this. I said, okay, don't worry. When I bring people, what's my take? You will tell me your take, my take. And the person I'm also bringing, I'll ask the person my take. So I'm getting double. So they are good negotiators. Why are we not teaching it as a skill? So that people can really know it's a job. Because people look down initially
That's right.
upon such people.
But now you find a university graduate doing the same job.
And their portfolio has changed. They dress different initially.
Yeah.
So when you teach in school, you teach presentation. You teach how to present yourself in terms of how to dress for your clients to appreciate what you are bringing to her. Because seriously, we are addressed the way we dress. So those times, the agents were not really, they were shabby. You come see them in Chalewote. So it makes...
And they put on jackets.
Yes. Now,
Drive expensive
now they are really clothed. An agent will come and park a car and tell you, if I am, the contract is when I take you around, this is how much I will charge you because I've included my fuel.
The least is 100 cedis. Just
That
for
is
sight-
those you will pick
sightseeing.
your car. You see, so it should be taught in school. It should be part of marketing strategy. It should be part of engineering courses. It should be taught because it's a profession. Professions have changed over the years. It revolves. So as it's changing, we have to also fix it into our educational calendar.
So for those who want to work in Ghana, what are the advantages over local
And international.
job? That's right.
Okay, when you are in Ghana and you are working
We'll be
in
going
Ghana.
for a break, but answer this one.
Okay, when you're in Ghana and you want to work in Ghana, they don't require your work permits. They don't require, but when you're looking for international job, you need to have a residence permit. Sometimes they will say people with residence permit, but maybe you qualify. You need to have a visa. There's a whole process. There are some you need to do some other courses. But in Ghana, when you're looking for employment and you're a citizen, there are no courses you would be required. You just need to go on a job search and then get your application. Either you download, upload it, your CV document, and send it to the site or per the criteria of the recruiter. Then at the end of the day, you'll be invited for an interview. Interviews are in different phases. Some are online, some are face-to-face, some are by observation. They give you a case study, and then they find out how you handle it. So working in Ghana...
Has there be a case where you've had a couple of or multiple interviews at the same time?
Yes, you can. Every institution has their culture. So some will decide that, no, I saw this lady, she was very polite, she was nice. Look, forward me your CV. He or she looks at it and says, they won't even grant you an interview. Put her in this office. I would let us train her. Okay, so it's also a process. Some may even be through phone call. And I'm just having a chat, or I'm calling a line and I mistakenly called you.
They
And
want to know,
the way you go about it, we'll say, then I'm curious, want to know you more, because there was something I got from our communication. Somebody calls a wrong line, say, a wrong line, Kathy. No. Oh, hello. I'm calling. Oh, sorry, it's a wrong line. Please try another time. It makes it nice. So you
especially
come back,
when you are doing customer care.
you come back and say, this person spoke to me nicely. Then the person will call back. Oh, can we be friends? What do you do? Do you work? Then it opens. So you see, getting employment, it's not just by writing application. It's an
I like that.
attitudinal thing. Your attitude will determine your destination.
Wow, your attitude will
Determine
determine
your destination.
your
That's my own
destination.
quote. Yes.
Wow. And that's true. I agree with you. I like this quote. Your attitude will determine
Your destination.
There are a lot of people who have bad attitude, when it comes to answering their calls. And some will tell you because of fraudsters and all that, so there's no need. They will smartly call you and pretend it's a wrong line, but they have an agenda. Anyway, 29 minutes on top of the hour, 9 a.m. GMT in the studios of PAPALAW Radio. We stream it live and rocking white on www.modernghana.com, online radiobox.com. I'm enjoying the conversation and a lot of comment here, but we'll go for a quick break. I'm still in the studio with Madam Atea Glover. I call her the great lady. Stick and stay right here.
Asampaetia Obayansa fuso wo munye wonka na asam Say ma futu sam kakre wa supeme Yo kofi o man ya woman o man ya mama Kenyi baby ako watata za ya wareni Ponsom wanyinyi pa Asade pa wo fioye Demo yemberaye ebe ya ifina Amaya umano amaya mamana Adiwaye no ra nyamichata nyamana renya Wanso wanyipa sawaya wanabe Demo yemberaye ebe ya ifina Wanso wanyipa Zazepa ofioyo Kamo yamburaye Abeya efiana Amabeya efiana Amabeyo Asite beya efiana Oh Amabeya efiana Yana Kamo yamburaye Abeya Abrayu arabo Yamishira, Mamani Paya, the Foa, and Yanum. Yafanya Misroya, Jumana, Yami Besrayan, Abraya Boya, Amoya Muraye, Abeya, Efianara, Amabaya, Efianara, Yanoma, Asitra, Efianara, Sampayetia. Obayan Sapuso, Bunibia, one can ask some. Say, Mafu to some cacre was supreme. Yo, Kofi, oh my woman, oh many a mamma. Kenny baby, I call what I warren. One song, one in pa, as I did power of you. Damo Embaraye, Abeya, oh my woman, oh my mamma. Adiwaya no ra, Yamichata, Yamarena. One song, one in pa, so I wanna be. Damo Embaraye, Abeya, if you had a. One song, one in pa, as I did power of you. Damo Embaraye, Abeya, if you had a. Oh my baby, if you had a. Oh my baby, I sit there, baby, if you had a. Oh, oh my baby, if you had a. Yana, Yamo Embaraye, Abeya, Obra you are a bo. Oh my baby, if you had a. Emina, Yamo Embaraye, Abeya, if you had a. Listen.
All right, so my be here for me, 36 minutes on top of the hour, 9 a.m. GMT. I still have in the studio Madam Atea Glover, the great lady, all the way from Achimota, driving through the rain to come on radio to be a blessing unto us. A lot of people are enjoying the conversation. So let me ask this one. I love asking questions. That's why I'm behind the call. So how can Ghanaians leverage their skills and experiences gained abroad in the local job market?
Before you can leverage your skills, you have to also look at what the job market is looking for.
That's right.
So that's how come I gave some of these things. Those who have studied abroad have learned a lot of things that we Ghanaians don't take it serious. Time management is one. It's a key essential skill. We are supposed to
Time
start.
management.
Yes, we're supposed to start this.
But when you are like that, you're like, what's wrong? You are too, stringent.
We are supposed to start this program at 8:30. I got here exactly 5 minutes after 8. If I get here 8:30, believe me, I may lose my thoughts, or I may be panting, or I may not be prepared fully to give your audience or your listeners what they need. So time management takes stress off you. But Ghanaians don't really, oh, it was traffic.
And when they even invite you and you go early, so you've come too early.
So this is how we can leverage our skills if you're coming from the international setting. That is how.
Great lady, let's talk about this. I don't want you to run ahead of this one. When a typical Ghanaian is giving you a time to attend a function, when you ask, what's the time? He said, oh, you can be here, you come around between 8 and 9. What time should I get there? He said, oh, you 8 and 9 or even 9:30. Most people are like that. How do we incorporate this character or attitude when we are given a job opportunity?
I believe all the listeners have heard the phrase time is money. And we most of the time say the quotes, but we are not able to identify with the quotes. Time is money means that time wasted can never be regained. Have you spent
time
money?
Is a perishable commodity.
Have you spent money and you are able to get the money back?
No.
If you waste money on something, you come and sit down and you are regretting. If you do not, you see the time, the clock doesn't come back. It keeps going forward. So if you don't use the time effectively, what happens is that you have wasted it. You have lost great money. Some of us wish we could have like 28 hours a day instead of the 24.
That's right.
People don't apportion time well. Time management is a skill. People think it's just being said. I kept telling people, at your workplace, you need to be in harmony with everyone, because technically you spend 8 hours in the office. Okay, we have 24 hours. The 8 hours we spend in the office, plus or minus, most people, except few of us, sleep 8 hours.
That's right.
I don't sleep 8 hours. So that's why I said most people. That's the ideal healthy time you have to sleep is 8 hours.
Intermittently, 3 hours, 3 hours.
So you've done 8 hours in the office. You've done 8 hours sleep. Please, we are doing it together. We have 24 hours. How many hours are you left with?
You are left with, you said you slept
8 hours. You worked 8 hours. So that's 16.
16.
And you are left with 8 more hours.
That's right.
That 8 more hours. We are talking about jobs. That's why I'm bringing this time calculating. What do we do with it?
It's just like a pastor, a typical pastor saying, I've been called full time. How many hours do you use to read your Bible, go to church and all that? I like that calculation.
Can I ask a question? A pastor is called full time. Respectfully, would that pastor have a wife? Would that pastor have kids? So then if you are called full time, please be a Roman father. That is even different. You may have a family.
Right.
It tells me that if you are called full time, it means spiritually too, you have to be full time. There is no, because I saw Jesus
enter like this, don't come out.
I saw Jesus
I like your analogy.
performing a miracle, turning fish and bread for so many people to eat. Don't you think it's work? It's called manufacturing, production, operation. It's every work we are doing, it's in the Bible, but we distance ourselves. We think it's so spiritual. The Bible is very practical.
Right.
So if Jesus did an operation, you would call it miracle, but I would call it operation, because he did production, all this comes to bear. They didn't tell you the process he went through. You would say he prayed, but I would give you a different interpretation when it comes to what I'm talking about. So if you're a pastor, if you're a Ghanaian, if you're a youth, if you're a human being, and I believe we all have 24 hours.
16 hours gone, 8
economy
hours.
May be whatever, but the 8 hours, what do you do with it? That is where, when we identify our talent, we'll be able to fill that gap. We work in secular offices, agreed, government institution. That is why I use the 8 hours. So I spend that 8 hours for government because I want to help develop and build my nation. The 8 hours left is my own. What do I do with it?
Okay. It's a good one.
So that is one of the, if you want to manage time, have this at the back of your mind.
Okay.
Then you tell yourself the quote I gave you. Because you see, time is precious. It's a precious stone you can't find. You can't hold, but you can have access to.
Okay.
We have access to time, but we can't hold time, because you can't let the time be 3 forever.
Quite recently, we were in 2022.
Yeah, you can't let it be 2022, so you can't hold it. It keeps moving, but you can use it. So let's use it wisely. If we use our time well, we will never be poor. I'm being sincere. Forget about whichever political color you hold. If we use our time well, we'll never be poor. Even as a nation, I believe in that. Look, if we spend time in the industries and all that, Ghana will be far, far ahead of where we are even anticipating to be. So time is precious, and it's a very, very expensive.
That's a notable, characteristics about someone working outside the country.
You were asking how we can
leverage
work it. We start from our schools.
Okay.
In I would say what I know that is practical. In some institutions, primary, crèche, they close gates at a particular time. What do you think they are doing to the kids? They are teaching them time management. So yes, in my house, you got to wake up at a particular time. because you can't be late to school. When the gate is locked behind you, I'm not going to plead.
Okay.
You either be given punishment. So my kids will start, Mommy, if we are late and it's your fault, we'll go and tell the principal. So you'd have to, it's time management. You are going to church. Oh, you go anyway. They wake up very early, they prepare, and sometimes you say, it's too early. They say, no, we want to be at church before they start. Let's inculcate this. Some people have grown already. It's difficult changing them, but you can try to have seminars. So as we have, Bible says, what you hear most is what you become. And the people you associate with would have influence and impact on you. So when you have people who are time conscious, I have some people, please, when you say 6, it's 6. It's not 5 minutes after 6. When you're having meetings with such people, you can't afford to be late. And you have some people, when they say 6, it's 8. I would sit and wait for 2 hours, and I'm like, I could have used this 2 hours to do something profitable. So when you waste my time, I call the word waste my time, I get too angry with you than when you even insult me.
Okay.
Because that time I'm seated idle, that 2 hours I have a meeting with you, and I've been sitting for 2 hours waiting for you, I could have done something profitable.
That's true.
I could have done some PowerPoint, or I could have even done an online seminar with some section of people. And so it affects some people. And so please, as we are growing, as we are developing, as we want to reach our peak and our height, let's be critical about time. If an event is starting, we don't leave our premises the time the event is starting.
But that has been the norm.
We know we have traffic. Other places you can easily be sure of the traffic on your phone.
That's right.
Sometimes it helps you in Ghana, sometimes it doesn't. Let's factor it into our timing. So I think that's practically one of the issues. And they keep saying women, we are funny. When they want to take us out, it would take us forever before we address it. Yes, it's typical of some women, but conscious professional women are time management keepers.
That's beautiful. So how does cultural etiquette play a role in job searching and interviewing in Ghana? What should job seekers keep in mind?
Okay. I come back to our environment. I've stated this earlier, but I will state it again here. You go to an environment, for instance, you are working in the media space. They have a culture. You can wear anything, anyway. Even down, you can decide not to wear trousers and wear nikah. Nobody's seeing you because you are on radio. If you are not doing live streaming, you can have a Zoom meeting and you are wearing knickers. Nobody is seeing you because it's just your top that is showing. But in the cultural perspective, in Ghana, can I wear hot pants to the office? No. In UK, elsewhere, US, Europe, elsewhere, you can wear, we call it leggings. They wear leggings because of the cold nature. They wear socks and they wear a big jacket on it, like longer one a bit. In Ghana, I cannot do that. So the cultural perspective is very important. Every time you are going to an institution, I'm not limiting it to country, but I'm extending it to institutions.
That's right.
Anytime you are going to an institution, you should know their culture. Some banks will love you to have a red tie and a blue shirt. That's it. Some banks will love you, the lady, to wear a black dress. No matter the style, it should be a black dress. So you can't go there and tell them for you like wearing skirt and top. So you look at the culture and then you find out your values too. Most of the times we get employment in an institution we are not aligned to. Because you're talking about culture.
Why would somebody take such decision? You know, these people like taking pigs or pig meat, and you don't
it's
like.
haram for you.
But you are still there to work. Is it desperation? What is it?
Yes, it is. It's desperation in need of daily bread. So, in the absence of nothing, everything is okay. Anything can be accepted. But again, it also affects you as a person. Because if you know your worth, That's where we have to come. If you have developed your skills, you have identified your talent, I bet you me, you won't be rushing for it.
So sex exploitation. What about that?
That is also happening greatly. Seriously, it's sad.
I'm interested in that.
I love because it's a very, very sad issue happening. I don't know if you followed Kenya Parliament recently. There was a lady who brought out issues, and I've been following her, Gloria. She's a Senate, and she brought out issues. If you Google right now, you would see it. And they said they are looking into her case, whether she needs to be suspended because that's not the process. She's come out to talk about a lot of harassment here and there.
It looks like our society and system subscribe to this illegality.
Can I be very blunt here?
Yes.
From the time of the Bible, sex exploitation has been there. As we develop it, it starts from the top to the bottom. It doesn't start from the bottom. A cleaner cannot harass an officer sexually. A cleaner cannot harass an officer sexually.
Why do you think so?
What is the cleaner offering? You see, it has become a trade. You want to be employed.
But I'm sure we'll have some isolated cases.
Oh yes, you want to be employed. You have qualifications. You go for an interview. You're top on the list, okay? The next thing is a CEO, an HR director, whoever is in authority wants to have his way with you. She's Gloria. Have you seen it?
Yeah. I actually want to read the story.
Yes, please read. Is that?
All right. So, Senator Gloria Owoba suspended from Senate until February 2024 over bedroom favors claims.
So you see, it's there. I follow some of these things because I'm a strong advocate of mental well-being
But you
and
a feminist?
women. I wouldn't call myself a feminist.
Do you have a soft spot for women?
Those who say feminist, I think they're saying it wrongly. Because I don't come against men. I frown against bad practice in society.
Okay.
So if a man is also going through
Being
it,
abused.
I would come to the man's aid. So that's how come I don't call myself a feminist.
That's great.
Because
All right, so
men also go through some.
Yeah.
A man has completed university looking for employment. A CEO is a woman, a single woman who has said no to all the male around and now is sex-starved. Permit my words, but we are adults, so we need to say it. Then the man enters and he looks at the man and says, wow, this is a bold, nice, handsome gentleman. Okay, before I give you the job, you have to have me. It's not emotional. He's not saying, I want us to date. Your responsibility is to be servicing me sexually. Then you would have the job, I'll give you a car. The young man is like, I can't do it, I don't want to do it, but I need a job to take care of my family. So he will be battling, he gets mental torture. He will be battling at the back of his mind. Should I? Shouldn't I? And he's not having anyone to counsel him. So in the desperate moments, he may go to do it. And you see, the devil finds work for idle hands. He does it one, he's uncomfortable. Twice, third, it becomes a normal thing. After all, he's just like my girlfriend.
It cuts across every
now,
scene.
the women, I will plead, we get that a lot. The men to do, but the women get it
There are
a
fewer
lot.
cases compared
There are
to...
some too, they don't have skills, so they trade it for their skills. Please, let's be like a wall that when you push, try pushing the wall, whether it will push. Try pushing the window or the door, it will push. Women are supposed to be like a wall that when you push, it may not push. But when we become like doors, society would have it easy with us. Because we are supposed to create virtues. We are supposed to take care of homes. So if we get it wrong, I'm not blaming or accusing any woman who might have gone through that. I may not know what your shoes were like. I'm not here to judge you, but I'm here to encourage you that there is other ways you can get to where you want to get.
Is there a very justifiable or good reason why a woman would say, or anyone would say that a job seeker would say that because of my situation, let me toe this line or let me subscribe to this illegality, but I have my own plans. At the end of the day, I might live there, and that. What do you think is the woman's?
Yes, I've handled quite some cases, and these issues have been brought to me.
I think we'll do part 2 of this one because we have a lot more questions, but we'll end because we have.
That is why I use the word. I am not here to judge them.
That's right.
Because if you get to know what is chasing somebody, you may not even know what to tell the person.
Okay.
You and I have found Christ. Does everybody out there know Christ?
No.
Even in the darkest moment, when you don't have anything on your table, you're still looking up to Jesus.
Certainly.
Because you know, and my God shall supply all my needs according to his riches in glory through Christ Jesus. Is that the same for everyone?
No.
That is why we can't judge anyone.
Even on social media, you can see, the level of,
social media has corrupted
a lot.
and there is a lot we can do. We have to start from somewhere. The real picture is not what is pasted on social media. It is what they want people to believe. And let me tell you somebody's story.
I like that point. It is what they want people to believe.
Let me tell you somebody's story. And I know you won't have a straight answer, no matter your position as a pastor. The father was a lawyer. The father and the mother died in a terrible accident. They were well-to-do, taking care of their children and supporting family. It's a real life story that I'm taking and supporting that lady now. Now, I'm not mentioning who she is. Now, after the father died, the uncle inherited the father's estate. And so in the interest, like you would take care of, they left 3 kids. The lady is the first with 2 younger ones. The lady had to drop out of school because the uncle was not taking care of this lady. One night, now they've all moved, staying with the uncle, and they've rented the daddy's house, saying they would get proceeds to take care of them. The uncle sneaked. This has happened long ago. She doesn't want to make it legal. I've advised her it's the best way, but she doesn't want to. The uncle sneaks in and tied the mouth and say, "Let me have you." And the lady said, "No, you are my uncle." Said, "Keep quiet." After having her, she wants to tell the uncle's wife, but she's very hostile towards her. In fear, she ran away from the home, got to the streets, met some other lady, was crying, and told the lady her story. The lady said, I'll give you shelter. Gave her shelter. For 1 week, the lady took care of her. Then the lady told her, "You can't be here like this. I can't take care of you. Let's go, I'll get you a job." That is what the lady does. The lady introduced this lady into it. She doesn't know anybody to run to. She doesn't have anybody to go to. It is the lady she met. The lady introduced her. She said the first day she couldn't because it's not her style. But after pondering and thinking, going without food for 3 days, nobody to, and if she doesn't take care, the lady will sack her from the place. She has to do it. She kept doing it until she met me. What I want to say is that you cannot judge anybody.
I am broken.
I told you when I tell you, you wouldn't even have, because this is not the time you go and tell the person Jesus will give you bread. No. When Jesus preached and the people needed food, what did he do?
He gave them food.
He gave them food. But we Christians, we go to tell people about Christ and we are not able to meet their needs. There are certain cases. This is just
so when we see them along the streets, we should be
this
careful.
is just one of the little ones you have heard.
When you listen to them,
but they are typical serious ones that when you hear respectfully, pastors they run to for shelter, even abuse them. So now who will they trust? And the person is abusing you without giving you shelter or money or work. And now somebody says, let me do it with you. We are not justifying it. I'm not in favor.
Yeah, I know.
Somebody says, I will do it with you and give you work. Which one will you go as somebody who doesn't know Christ? So to those out there who are going through this, my heart goes out for you.
That's right.
Reach out to me privately and we'll find out how best we can resolve these issues.
When we are ending, you put your number here so that those who need help or come to you, I mean, people should feel free. Are there specific do's and don'ts for job seekers when interacting with potential employers?
Yes.
So tell us briefly.
First of all, your attitude.
Wow.
When national service people come, this is what I tell them. You don't know who is your next boss.
The national service people.
I tell them, you don't know who is your next boss. It means you don't know who would employ you. So anybody you cross path with, when you are opening the door,
Good morning, good
the
morning.
gates man you are seeing, the security man, yes. A security man will recommend you
It's true.
to a director you may not know. Do not look down on anybody. Your phone calls, like I was saying, a strange number calls you. And who is this? What do you want? No.
You have failed.
Yes. For all you know, somebody has mentioned you to someone, and the person was calling you.
Anyway, today I'm learning something because there are some calls that irritate. Somebody
don't.
will strange calls.
I answer every call. I say, oh,
So,
sorry.
Masa, wrong line.
No,
Fear humanity.
this is how you go about it. Sorry, you've called the wrong line. Who are you trying to speak? Oh, Kojo, oh, try another number. But I wish you all the best. You end the call.
Okay.
Whether it's a scammer, sometimes they come stronger. You say, oh, Masa, there was a time I spoke nicely. When I said, Masa, then we laugh it off. You end. Don't allow anybody to stress you or bring up a bad attitude in you. Because you see, today the job market is most of the time by referrals. So if PAPALAW spoke to somebody and he saw that the person was nice, he said, oh, Charlie, you are employing. I met this lady. The way she speaks, if you give her some 1 month training, she'll be good for this job. Call her. The person doesn't know. Then they call her and say, who are you? What do you want? The person has
Typical
lost the
Ghanaian
job.
does it easily and always.
So the do's and don'ts are that our attitude, our
then
human relations
their response at first sight is another thing.
should be, and the way we appear is the way we are addressed. You're looking for job, and you wore, show your breast, show your I'm aware. And for goodness sake, my institution is not for pleasure.
What about those who are piercing anklets on their legs or feet, and then those who pierce a lot?
PAPALAW, we don't have any caution against that, but that, like I said, you look at the industry. I will not sit here to say it is wrong or right. I keep saying that sometimes there are no wrong or right, but where you're coming from, you would see it. If you come to a very great organization, they wouldn't want to see all those anklets and ear piercing. If you come to the showbiz, it's supposed to be okay. So that's why I'm not saying it's wrong or right. I'm not even coming into Christianity because somebody's notion for doing it may be different from what you think. But what you need to do is that it depends on which industry you're looking for employment and the way you present yourself. So the do's and don'ts are research about the industry you want to enter and find out the way you are supposed to present yourself. And don't first look for salary when you are looking for. That's one of the do's and don'ts. Oh, we are employing a media engineer. How much is going in? That's the first question. You're not even asking how many hours will the media engineer be working. Okay, 3 hours. do you mind? I would do extra for you 1 hour, or I can also do your graphic designing and you add something extra. These are the do's and don'ts. We are not looking how we are going to contribute to our institution.
That's right.
We are looking for what the institution can give to us in terms of salary. The same thing as typical Ghanaians. We don't look at what we are bringing to the table, but we're looking at what we can get. That is happening in politics. That is why we have issues. If we look at what those who are politicians could speak like this, what can we do for the country, rather than what can we get from the country, I think the face of Ghana will change.
Wow. How can recent graduates or students about to graduate use their educational institutions to aid their job search?
When I said volunteering, I left something, internships.
Okay.
And you see, some schools have built strong alumni. And we take all these things for granted, but it really works. So internships are very, very important. Now we are even doing internships for JHS, SHS. Formerly used to be only tertiary.
That's right.
So those who have completed JHS should look for internship.
Wow.
So you go back to your school, they will give you a letter. The schools should be willing to do it. That this person has did visual arts and want to learn on the job for maybe till the results come, maybe 3 months. They won't pay you, don't worry, you are learning. It's like apprenticeship. So the internships, our schools should give us letters to be able to do internships. Those who are in secondary school, at least for first year, after vacation, you should go learn something. Second year, third year, by the time you finish, you have experience to show off. Universities, first year, second year, third year, you should go for internships. Then there are some institutions that have aligned with some industries. So when they want to recruit, they come to them. It makes it easier. So you submit your application. All the institutions should have a database and say, I have trained 10 engineers. Are they all in good employment? Have they created a job or are they working? So the institution should be keeping in touch with their alumni to update the data, and then synchronize it with those who have come out of the school and are not gainfully employed. How can the institution support them? So they will raise the flag of the institution high. Because when I get good employment, I'll be talking of NASFORD, I'll be talking of Accra Business School, I'll be talking of Legon, Tech, GIJ. Those are the places I have been through. But if I don't get good employment, who will know about them? And then the other issue is that in as much as the institutions are to do it, the job centers or the youth employment agencies and all that secular places the government has created should have data from the institutions, and we should have access that when we don't have employment, we can log in and apply. So it should be first come, first served basis. So maybe they are looking for 3 engineers, 5 of us have applied, and we all have the same qualification. First come, first served base. That will make people proud to be citizens of Ghana, because there's no discrimination. If we have those online platforms from government institutions that we can, even if they haven't said they are looking for the job, I've uploaded my CV there. I did it first before you. When there's a vacancy, they will look on mine first. Softwares have come that can help do this. So I crave the indulgence of youth employment authorities, agencies, and NAPCO. All those involved should come to the drawing table. I'm willing to support to see this happen so that Ghanaians will be happy to belong to Ghana.
Amazing. Spoken well. Great lady. So put out your number so that our viewers and listeners can contact you, because when it comes to epitome of knowledge, you carry it.
Before I put up my number, I want to tell some people the sites you can go to get jobs. LinkedIn is one. It's a professional site. You bet you can afford not to be there.
That's right.
You have GhanaYellow.com. It's a search engine for jobs.
Okay.
You have newsnow.com. jobgh.com.
Okay.
You have avenuegh.com. You have jopperman.com.gh. People know that one most often. You have ghanajob.com. You have ghanacurrentjobs.com. You have jobwebghana.com. You have jobhouseghana.com. You have joblistghana.com. You have careersinghana.com. We have jobisland.com. We have xycareers.com. They are all search engines for jobs. But you see,
you have all these, and I don't know most of these ones.
what happens is that Bible says, for lack of knowledge, my people perish.
So why are we suffering like
And
that?
unfortunately, our schools don't tell us all this. So if the schools could put it out there and tell them they are search engines, there are even certain institutions you would go to their website and then you can see jobs and apply. But the schools don't tell us. So the jobs sometimes are there and they are not getting people. So it becomes referrals. Yes.
So I have written an application. I've gone for interview. I'm not hearing anything from the company. What do I do?
You have to. So far as you went for an interview, you should have contacts to the company so you could call for a follow-up. It is not wrong to call to find out how you perform in an interview. It is not wrong to do that.
We didn't know this.
Yes.
Somebody said powerful one. All right, so we have a lot of comments here. Let me take this one. People are really following you. The reason why I asked you if you're a feminist, a lot of women are on the line more than the men, and they are giving you all the vibes, the appellations. Say, hey, she's good, she shouldn't stop, but our time has been exhausted. So we'll do the part 2. We have about 10 more questions. Look at that. We started from 8:30 thereabout, but I asked no more than 10 questions. But we have really learnt a lot. You downloaded a lot. You are just somebody, when you press the button, I mean, you flow. We are so grateful. Ekosia Donko said, great insight. Doris Wilson said, I love her delivery. Elizabeth Akosien Kebwari said, good morning, PAPALAW and great lady. God bless you. I like her submissions. So, a lot has been said here. Your final words.
My final word is that Ghana is our motherland.
That's right.
I'm a proud Ghanaian. I love to be a Ghanaian. I believe God has a reason for you and I being in Ghana.
Sure.
There's a lot in Ghana. We together, with a good attitude, can be able to change the story.
Wow.
We do not need to blame politicians. We have a stake. We are stakeholders. Remember, all citizens are stakeholders.
The president said it.
I am pleading with Ghanaians. Let's change our attitudes. When we change our attitude, the sky will be our limits. If you really want to make it in Ghana, let's help you identify your talents.
This attitude thing, I mean, a lot of people will also be employed, and their attitude towards work is another thing. They have the employment, they've been given the position, they start working, and for whatever reason, attitude, I mean, people complain a lot about.
Yes, they will. How did that person get the job? One, the process. Whatever you didn't, you see, men, most of the women who come to you and show some affection, you don't really value them. Those you are created to chase. Those you really go after. It's like, hey, Charlie, you hold those space. The job you got, did you go after it?
For me.
It was given to you. Now, is that your passion? No. Because you want to have your daily bread.
That's right.
You find yourself there. So you put a peg in a round square in a round hole.
That's right.
So at the end of the day, it doesn't fit. You have values against a particular stuff, but that is where you find yourself working. So as you're even going to work, you're not happy. The environment you're working in is also an issue. Your human relation with the people in the office is an issue, so you don't find it conducive to be in that environment.
That's a good point. Wow.
So it comes back to let's work on ourselves. Together, we can make Ghana a better place.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so Brother, if you know me, I've been speaking with Madam, the great lady, Althea Glover, great woman. A lot of, knowledge and wisdom has been released onto us this morning. And I know you have been educated, you have been informed. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming. Thank you for spending all the time with us. We appreciate you greatly. So, viewers and listeners, we will do the part 2 of this one. A lot of people are interested in this particular topic, and I hope and believe that the next time we meet, we'll write a whole book about this whole thing. All right, so thank you very much, great lady. We appreciate you so much. On my own behalf, on behalf of Mpɔtam Morning Show, the whole team, the producer, and everyone, we want to say thank you and may God bless you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so 16 minutes on top of the hour, 10 a.m. GMT in the studios of PAPALAW Radio. We're streaming live on www.modernghana.com, online radiobox.com. So thank you, my co-host David Santos. Thank you, my producer Jude GH Mpɔtam Prince, the only PhD here. Thank you so much. PhD holder. He can only explain to the great lady. All right, so God bless you, the photographer Stephen, right? Yes. So thank you so much. Thank everybody. I want to say God bless you. Stick and stay right here. Enjoy the rest of our program. Until then, peace, shalom. I came, I saw, and I conquered. Straight up, don't crooked up. God bless you. Good morning.